doing the final buffing on the CB1100 parts I've been painting, and I just wanted to point out the difference between buffed and unbuffed. So this panel up here, if I can get the angle just right, if you look at the reflection, look at there's an LED light above it, and you can literally count the LEDs on that thing. See how perfect the reflection is? Now, if I go to the unbuffed still looks okay, but the difference is in the reflection. And actually this one has a little dust in it, which is normal. So if you get a paint job that hasn't been buffed, you're probably going to find a couple of specks of dust, and that's fine. But I like to buff out all the dust and all the orange peel. The orange peel is what's causing that reflection to look like that. Now, most people don't notice it, and most of your paint jobs aren't buffed, especially if you're getting it from a production shop, auto body shop or something. They don't have time to buff everything, but I do, because I like to make it perfect. So there's the difference. I did the top one already, and actually I only did it with the first level of compound. There's 3 levels of compounds that I use. When I'm buffing, I use the Groit's Garage system, the Boss system. So this is actually stage 1, and that's all that this has been buffed with, is just stage 1. So I could still go to stage 2, the orange, and stage 3, the black, but for right now I'm just going to try and get everything buffed out stage 1. There it is. Hope you like it. Here's another one I'm about to buff. This one hasn't been buffed yet, but the reason I wanted to do a little video on this one was because the clear coat on this one laid down really well. So there is a little dust in it, like I've said before, and you can see there's 3 little spots right there that have dust, and that's going to buff out. But I want to point out the orange peel. So as before, I always catch the reflection on that light right above where I'm buffing, and the orange peel on this is pretty good. So this is the goal. This level is pretty much the goal of how to lay down a clear coat. If it comes out really orange peely, air pressure was probably too high, you went too fast, you didn't put it down heavy enough, or it was too hot, you didn't have the right reducer or the right hardener, I mean. So there's a lot of factors, obviously, but this level of orange peel in an unbuffed paint job is outstanding. And so I'm going to buff it out to get all the dust out, but there's really not that much orange peel in this. And again, that's just because of how it was laid down, all those factors taken into account. Putting it down a little heavy. It's really, the goal is to hit that edge between running it and letting it lay out like glass. So you put it on thick enough, it's going to lay out like glass, but you go too thick and it's going to run. So this is pretty much it. I don't know if I've ever done it a whole lot better than this, but this is pretty much the goal of what it comes out of right out of the paint booth without buffing it. Now we'll buff it out, make it look perfect, but this really isn't bad. I mean, honestly, you could put this on the bike right now and ride it, and no one would say anything about any of it. But I'm gonna go ahead and buff out everything. In the last video I showed this piece before buffing, and I gotta admit this one took me a while to buff. It's just really oddly shaped, and hard to get to everything, but I got it all buffed out, and now if you compare that to the previous video, you can see the difference, right? Difference all in the reflections. Let me zoom in, turn it this way. There you go, if I can get the camera to focus. But yeah, not bad. Again, just the first level of polishing the fast correction cream from Gort's Garage. But yeah, this is looking beautiful now. Alright, so it was good before. Like I said, no one would ever say it was a bad paint job, but this is better. And if you have the time to do better, why not do better? You know, I said before, body shops, production shops don't have the time to do this kind of stuff, but I do. Well, that's not exactly true. I really don't have time to do this kind of stuff, but sometimes I can't help myself. I just don't like it going out when I know I can make it better. So sometimes it takes a little longer, but here, this one's pretty much ready now. Maybe I'll do the next two steps on it and see how it comes out, but this is beautiful. Thanks.